What's going on, everyone? CJ back here with a brand new episode of the SFL. That is right, the Smallz Football League. We are here in week 4 of the SFL, coming off our first loss of the season, 30-24 against our division rivals, the Oklahoma City Eels. Could have won that game. Just want to throw that out there on a last-second Hail Mary that was caught, but the ball did not cross the goal line. So that was an instant classic. We take on another one of our division rivals today, the North Carolina Flyers, who we are playing for the second time in 3 weeks. Of course, they got the brother of our quarterback, Drew Thompson, Alex Thompson, as their quarterback. Tuscaloosa Terminators, still the best team in the SFL in terms of passing yards at 336.6 yards per game. And the North Carolina Flyers are the second worst team in opponent pass yards per game. They allow 302. So can we take advantage of that today and get a W with our passing attack? But in today's episode, guys, we have 2 new subscribers joining the league, putting us at a whopping total of 94 subscribers in the SFL. Remember, no one is doing what we're doing here on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe and get in on the action. So we'll definitely check out those 2 new subscriber players. Also going to go through the league standings so you can see how your subscriber team is doing, stacked up against the rest of the teams here in the SFL. And lastly, we have a big trade that went down per the request of one of our subscribers. So definitely going to highlight that today as well. We got a lot to get into today. Cue the intro, man. And as always, guys, if you would like to join the SFL as a creative player, check the pinned comment down below. It's got all the information I would need to add you into the league next episode. Also, feel free to check out our official SFL Discord. Link is in the description below. I updated it. I've been updating it now. How about that? Isn't that something? So join in on that. It's a great time. I keep track of stats, standings, general chat, all that good stuff, and really helps to get our subscribers together in a tight-knit community. And lastly, check out the channel membership, man. If you guys haven't already, we got 5 members on the channel now. I highlight them at the end of each and every video. So thank you guys so much. You get a bunch of cool perks, one of which being a Superstar or Superstar X Factor Dev to your player. And it's only a couple bucks a month, and you can support me greatly by doing that. So new wide receiver here on the Albany Argonauts over in the NFC East, joining fellow subscriber, channel member, as a matter of fact, Bobby Donuts, also quarterback Craig Ray, and wide receiver Jeff Burke. We have new wide receiver Duncan Donuts, so shout out at rjesus1111 for making this entry here. Duncan, love the name by the way, is 6'2", 200 pounds, out of Oregon. Gave him the OBJ build. You see the number 13 there. And also, my man looks a little bit like George Kittle. So there you go. And just like OBJ, 95 spectacular catch. That is what made Odell Beckham famous, right? That famous one-handed grab. So I had to give my man Duncan here the 95 spec catch. But he can catch just anyways, in general. 90 catching, very good trait, and a really good route runner with the 85 medium route. Albany, tough season so far this year. They're looking to bounce back. They went to the Super Bowl in season number 1, and I'm sure Dunkin' Donuts here will help them dip their fingers into a couple of victories. Another subscriber on the Milwaukee Motors, who are quickly becoming a very popular team. Remember, they went 1-16 last year, so they're trying to turn things around, and we got a brand new subscriber to help them do just that. That would be strong safety Ace Hondo. So shout out at Ace Hondo down there in the comments, joining the Fox brothers, Crab Kingsley, and Bobby Boulder here on the Motors. Ace is 6'5", 213 pounds. Out of Kansas State, he's got the Brian Branch type of build with the Derwin James drip going on there as well. And Ace is a very good strong safety with the 88 zone coverage, man coverage 71. But it's like I always say, if you're a safety, you want to be better in zone than man, because safeties play zone coverage like 95% of the time. So Ace can definitely do that. Pretty sure tackler as well at 78. Also intelligent, knows what's going on the field with the 81 play rec. And welcome to the league and to the Milwaukee Motors, Mr. Ace Hondo. And we'll get a quick look at the standings so you guys can see how your team and all the teams really are doing here in the SFL. So starting off with the undefeated ball clubs, shout out to you guys. We got the Boulder Rockies, the Oklahoma City Eels, who just beat us, so that could be us in there. Only problem is it's not. We got the Louisville Fighters, who have no subscribers, by the way. This is a Muhammad Ali inspired team. Very, very cool. Go check out the first video in this playlist. You can see their stadium, all the teams' stadiums, uniforms, etc. And then also the Salem Steelhawks. Got a bunch of teams here with the 2-1 record. So the Portland Destroyers, Massachusetts Smithies, the Jersey Shore D's, our team that I play with every single week, the Terminators. We got the Sacramento Sharks, the Fort Worth Rough Riders, St. Louis Sentinels, Rochester Rebels, Grand Rapids Lightning, the Roswell Revolution, who we play in a couple weeks. We got the Providence Red Raiders, the Juneau Snow Owls, and the Montana Mountain Lions, all sitting at 2-1 so far on the season. Sub 500 teams, but the season is still early, so plenty of time to turn it around. We got the Memphis Suns, also subscriberless, sitting at 1-2. The Albany Argonauts, who we just added a sub to today, so that may turn around. Savannah Spirits, that one surprises me. They were one of the best teams in the SFL last season. They're 1-2. Kissimmee Crocs, who we do play next episode, they're 1-2. Got the Las Vegas Jacks, the Akron Summits, Portland Lobsters, North Carolina Flyers. Hopefully they're 1-3 after today's episode, right? The Milwaukee Motors and the San Jose Industrials. And finally, the winless ball clubs. But like I said, we're only 3 weeks in, so plenty of time to turn it around. Off to a rough start, though, so far are the Dakota Pronghorns, Toronto Thunderbirds, the Topeka Silverbacks, and the Edmonton Coyotes. And that is how, and also the St. Petersburg Manatees. For some reason, Team 32 never shows up, but they're also 0-3. But that is how the teams stack up in the SFL. And I'm sure I know for a fact, right? Things are about to get shuffled up and rattled up after today's episode. And big trade alert going on in the SFL. Always love when these types of things happen. We have left outside linebacker Eli Acro coming over to the Roswell Revolution from the Savannah Spirits. And not only is he coming over to the Roswell Revolution, he is going to be joining his brother and superstar quarterback Noah Acro.
Did we just become best friends? Yup!
So yet another brother subscriber duo here. And, Eli coming over from the Spirits. I guess they were 1-2, and he's like, look, this ain't working out. I don't know. But the Spirits were really good last year, so who knows? But at any rate, he is going to join his brother in Roswell, and the Revolution also got a couple other subscribers as well. And Eli should be a plug-and-play linebacker, instantly improving this defense. So far in this year, he's got 13 tackles, but 2 big TFLs, also one and a half sacks as well, and a big pass deflection. So we'll be seeing him and his bro and the other subscribers on this team in 2 weeks. But welcome to the Roswell Revolution, Eli Acro. Big time divisional matchup for us, as I said, taking on the North Carolina Flyers. We have not lost to this team yet. Really don't want to break that streak. And we'll get a look at the Flyers away uniforms. Got the alternates at the Night Skies, which are very fresh. And of course, their standard homes, which I actually love. Got the little wind gust there on the pants. Of course, Kitty Hawk Flight. It all makes tons of sense. And like I said, check out the first video in this playlist here if you would like to see all the teams that I created. I think that they're pretty good. But if you guys are fired up for this SFL series and you're loving this content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's get on down to Skynet Superfield in Tuscaloosa and get ready for the game. Your Terminators are going to get the ball first, so we will see our offense showcasing their hopefully strong passing attack. We looked pre-game, and like I said, the Flyers are second worst team in pass yards per game, and we have no problem picking up pass yardage, as you are looking at the SFL's leader in passing yards at over 1,000. I'm not super happy with the touchdown interception ratio at 8-5. I gotta chill out on throwing these interceptions because, they're kind of starting to pile up here. But nonetheless, our offense is usually clicking, and I expect nothing less today. So we will start out shotgun here. 3 wide receivers, actually 2, and our tight end, Scooby McBoomski, over there to our right. And we are just going to go safe little option there to Scooby. who really had his coming out party last episode, as you see there on your screen. As a matter of fact, 7 catches for 82 yards. Of course, that role was previously filled by the Chief, David Njoku, but I auctioned him off, I guess, to one of our subscribers. We spun a wheel last episode, and he went on to the Albany Argonauts. So Scooby is going to be probably one of our favorite targets, and we'll see how he plays today. 2nd and 6, we're coming out shotgun. It's going to be a give to Huntington. Need him to have a big game because he's really been struggling to the start of this season. He is tackled there by Brian Branch, and that's going to make it 3rd and 3 on our opening drive. I want to take one quick moment to shout out one of our channel members. That is one of the perks of being a channel member. I got it in my little description thing about the membership, but you know, I like to promote things that you guys got going on, whether that be anything really, like a company or whatever the case may be. But Bobby Donuts here, shout out. He has drew some inspiration, I guess, from the SFL series and made 32 custom teams of his own. So, you know, you got teams here like the Brooklyn Notorious, for example, the San Diego Fleet, the Cleveland Rockers, Atlanta Rage, and looks like Bobby put a ton of hard work into this. So if you guys would like to check out Bobby Donuts teams here, BOBBY, capital D, 0. Very important. I couldn't find it at first, but that O is a 0, D0, NUTS. Search by username. Boy, I wish that my name would come up on here, because no matter what I do, you type in CJ_Smallz330. That is my username, but my teams never come up. But whatever, doesn't matter. But shout out Bobby Donuts. Go check his teams out, man. He put a ton of hard work into that. Now, let's get back to the game. A little bit of early adversity, but you know what? That's all right. I think that our boys are up for the task. Let's put Jake Powers on a curl, and maybe one of these drag routes can get open. We're going to go to Tyler Boyd, and that was a kind of a dangerous pass, if I do say so myself. Boyd had to kind of get around a defender who was setting like a natural pick there. At least that's what it looked like to me. And Boyd was able to do just that, adjust, makes a nice catch, and prevents us from going 3 and out on drive number 1. It's usually a tight end route here. I am going to put McBoomski on a curl, because if that linebacker doesn't follow him, it could just be a Jake Powers route. But God, I screwed that all the way up, didn't I? Not very sharp today, I noticed. Hopefully that changes pretty soon. Scooby was wide the frick open. No defenders within about 5 yards of him, but unfortunately, Drew Thompson just overshot it, which we have seen at times. I mean, he's obviously leading the SFL in yards, so the passing yards, there's no problem there. But he can tend to let some passes get away from him, I would say. We've seen that a few times. And now we definitely got adversity. 3rd and 10. Got to pick this up. This is going to Powers on the curl. Jake Powers with a nice catch. That was not easy. I probably should have looked to the right, but I saw that linebacker was blitzing, and it was going to be one-on-one. Jake, nice curl route, picks up a very nice 1st down. And Jesus, take the wheel. I'm trying an outside run. This is Ramondre Stevenson, actually, not even JJ. And yeah, watch him break off a great one. Okay, I was about to say, that would have been good, but it also would have sucked at the same time if Ramondre would have broken off a big gain and not Huntington. But, you know, we're going to give it to Huntington. I like this inside zone here out of the shotgun tight end flex. And one of these days, I mean, Huntington, you're looking at the offensive player of the year last season. So he's bound to break a big game off here at some point. There's a nice run. That's what I'm talking about. Might have to favorite that play, because that running inside zone out of the trips TE flex, yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Coach is saying PA cross. I love it. I love it. Although, Jake Powers, I love him on the press too. Let me see that safety blitz down, and it might just be curtains. He's not. But we got Ty Huntington wide open, who had a 2-touchdown performance last week. He's having a really good start to his season. Of course, we got duo subscriber wide receivers, Jake Powers and Ty Huntington. We also got Scooby McBoomski. And this Terminator squad is just littered with subscribers. We just saw one make a heck of a catch and a 1st down conversion there. And I just love the RPOs down here on, within the 10-yard line. This could be Huntington again with some blocks. Huntington, look at that change in direction. And Ty Huntington now 3 touchdowns in the previous 2 games. And we're only in the 1st quarter. So he, I would say, Ty Huntington probably been our best. I mean, our whole offense has played great. Like you saw, were we second in the SFL in points per game? So we got no problem. We got weapons everywhere, but I am very impressed with the performance of Ty Huntington to start off this campaign. He has been a touchdown machine, and he adds to his total there. Got subscriber kicker Corey Booter, gonna hopefully drill this extra point through. Kind of shaky there, but he gets the job done. And a 10-play, 72-yard drive that took a lot of time off of the clock. Very impressive for this Tuscaloosa offense. Check and see how little bro's doing, or big bro. I don't really know. I'm not sure who's older between Drew and Alex, but I'll call him little bro because we've been dominant in this series. And I mean, yeah, the yards not really looking too good for Alex. He's got a good touchdown interception ratio, which I guess equally as important, maybe more important, depending on who you ask. But kind of a rough start, and we'll see how he does in this one. Got Breece Hall lined up there to his left, and Roquan Smith not allowing any penetration in that defensive line as he's there to make a stop. Breece Hall over 100 yards last game. We're definitely going to be looking to prevent that from happening here today. And Thompson coming out shotgun again. This time Breece Hall to his left, setting a man in motion, and probably a passing play, you would think. So we're going to have TJ Edwards just kind of patrol this side, and there's a wide open Rashad Bateman, who, if memory serves, we've now played the Flyers. This is our 4th time, so I'm kind of, getting familiarized with this team, starting to remember who they got on their roster, and I feel like Rashad Bateman has had some good games against us, so he may be somebody to watch here. We're going to go man on 1st and 10. Man, I think we're a better man team than a zone team. There's John Kraft, who just joined last episode. Our free safety had a bunch of tackles last week, getting a nice one there, but that was a heck of a run by Breece Hall. Dial up a little bit of pressure here. Also got our free safety, John Kraft, is the user on Breece Hall. So if this is not a run, which it is, but Roquan Smith is all over this field, making a nightmare for Flyers running backs and guards and tackles, because he's just been everywhere, and he, of course, is probably our best defensive player. He has been typically, and now we got him in a big 3rd down. So where's Thompson going to go? I mistimed that. I sure did. Boy, howdy. That is Michael Thomas, who is their 3rd wide receiver. So they got a very deep wide receiver room, and just like most teams do, they're able to pick up a 3rd and long. Surprise to freaking prize. Yeah, I'm not going to harp on it because I always do, but that's so frustrating. I hate when teams get in 3rd down because it might as well be 1st down. So Thompson sending a man in motion. We're usered up on Roquan again. And Breece Hall leaking out of the backfield. He's wide open, trying to time a hit stick, and didn't really happen there. TJ Edwards had to chase him down, leave his spot there and do a sprint to catch up to him. And I mean, the Flyers, just like on our drive, we got it to the 10 pretty quick. So have they. And this is usually where teams score as well. So defense needs some bend but don't break. We got TJ Huntington, one of the other Huntington brothers. Oh, I tried to dive at Alex Thompson. I'm very bad at that. I'll be the first to admit I can count on, I would need a 3rd hand probably to count how many times I had a shot on the quarterback and I panic. I either freaking barrel roll or just completely mistime the angle, and you see what happens there. What the heck was that? I have no idea. Not a good pass by Alex Thompson. Let's see if we can hold them to a field goal, please. And I feel like it has to be pressure here. We're going to send some heat at Thompson, make him think about it, and yeah, wide open Mark Andrews. I knew that was going to be a disaster because our free safety, John Kraft, was playing man coverage on Breece Hall, who was on the opposite side of the field. All they needed was a Mark Andrews or a corner route from somebody to that part of the field, and it would have been an instant touchdown. And guess what happens? That's exactly what happens. It's a corner route to Mark Andrews, and the Flyers are about to tie this score up 7-7. So not a great defensive showing. Our defense has been a mixed bag. They've had some great moments and some good plays, but overall not playing the best, allowing teams to score a lot of points. So yeah, let's not turn this into a shootout. I would love just a nice, convincing Terminators win. And that is going to do it here for the 1st quarter tie ball game, 7-7. Both offenses looking good. Both defenses not really looking good, and hopefully we can keep running that score up here because we're probably going to need to. We can go screen again. I'm cool with that, coach, a.k.a. me. The last screen pass didn't work. We didn't have time to throw. So maybe, however, I can't audible on the screen routes. Man, I was going to put Huntington on a streak, but that's not going to happen. So let's just get it out to Huntington, and did not have the speed to outrun Byron Young, who is a superstar. Not sure why. I like Byron Young, but I don't think he's a superstar. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it. I don't think that he's maybe a star player. I could see that, but for whatever reason, he is a superstar in this one, and he kind of just showed us why. So we're putting Huntington on a drag, Powers on a curl, and worst case scenario, I'm looking for Boyd, but if that doesn't happen, we're going to go to Powers. Second time that curl route has worked to perfection. We're not used to seeing that from Jake, as he is kind of the deep threat guy, but so far 2 really nice curl routes for 2 really nice first downs. Ball's on the 43. Let's get this inside zone going with Huntington, please. There's a nice run. Okay. So if nothing else, I mean, the yards per carry average over 5, which it has not been this season. I mean, we've been lucky for JJ to have over a 3 yards per carry average. So if nothing else, it's working good. And I suppose probably go back to it, right? Gun trips tight end. This running play, or a run out of this formation worked pretty well earlier. But you know what? I think if I have the time, yeah, let me change this play. Do I have time to do it? I'm looking for Huntington, man. This could be a quick step, drop and sling, which I think it is. Pinpoint accuracy, and it's dropped. Okay. Ty, man, you just robbed me of a highlight reel throw. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. I mean, do I go to him again? It all depends on what Byron Young and the middle linebacker do. I got Huntington out of a Texas if I need him, but come on, it's got to be Huntington. Don't drop that one, Ty. There we go. If at first you don't succeed, just pray and hope for the best. I don't know. What do you want from me? I figured that was going to work because usually when there's not a corner lined right up, at least in Madden, okay? I'm not saying in real life this is the case because, of course, you can disguise coverages and, so on and so forth. But in Madden, at least, if there's not a corner directly lined up against the receiver, as long as the linebacker is not like a super fast, athletic freak, so to speak, you can usually pick up a free 10, 11 yards. And that's exactly what we did. So back to the ground with Huntington. He's got space. There he is. Will this be J.J. Huntington's game of the year, his coming out party, so to speak? He's having, we'll say, a sophomore slump. He's not a rookie, but, second year in the SFL. Offensive player of the year last season, kind of having a slump this season, but so far, at least in this one, he's running great and putting the Terminators back up on the scoreboard. Going to be up by 7 pending the Corey Booter extra point, which should be up and through. And just like that, we reclaim what is rightfully ours with a 7-point lead. Nice kick return, though, has him almost to the 40. So good field position for Alex Thompson and the boys. And we'll see what this defensive possession for us has in store. That's going to be a catch and completion to Breece Hall, running a route out of the backfield there. Subscriber safety Brandon Moore is right there to meet him. But so far, not really giving the Flyers any sort of adversity. Alex Thompson has been able to do more or less whatever he wants. So, yeah, got to change that and got to change that trend now. Not going to happen. Come on, Roquan, catch him. Wow, it's a touchdown. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Can I just ever get any sort of coverage, pass deflections? It's on all Madden. The sliders are the default, so I could go in there and adjust sliders and do a little bit of this and do a little bit of that, but I shouldn't have to, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just suck at defense. I'm not ruling that off of the table. That could very well be what it is, but I don't know, man. It's just like I never feel like our defenders are even in a position, really, to make a interception. Nice run there by our rookie rushing that was drafted, but never feel like they're in a position to make an interception or a pass deflection. I just feel like everything is always thrown complete by the CPU. So with that being said, our strategy today, score more points than the other team.
What?
I mean, that's always your strategy to win, but like, we got to score a lot more. I'm loving not the interception, man. Oh boy, that sucks. I was trying to hit Jake on that curl. It's worked 2 straight times, but Jawan McKee was there to, he's an auto-generated guy too, as a matter of fact, rookie out of Clemson. And the interceptions from Drew Thompson continue. And we just put the Flyers in a very, very good scoring position. I don't think it's too much to ask. I really don't think it's too much to ask if we can just allow a field goal here. Thompson, come on, someone get to him. My God, the Madden gods have answered my prayer. As TJ Edwards, it was complete to Mark Andrews, but he stymied him for no gain, and we are indeed going to bring out the field goal unit. Skylar Sims, a rookie out of Southern Utah. A lot of auto-generated guys I noticed on this team, but I'm fine. I consider 3 points a W. Flyers do take the lead, but gonna have to bounce back from that INT, go down and lead the troops to 6. JJ playing good though. That is a good sign. And following that that interception by the Flyers, might want to go back to the ground game for a little bit. I mean, the best way to to have a quarterback shake off an INT is just have him coming out throwing. I get that. But if the running attack is in fact working, which it hasn't a lot this season, might as well lean on that. So Huntington could not fit through that seam though. Does manage to pick up 2, and that's going to bring us very close to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 8 going to come out TE attack, and may also have Jake Powers on the single coverage. We do, and I'm going up to him. Come on, Jake. There we go. That is what I'm talking about. Why do I always do this, though? Oh, man, I don't know. I'm going to have to burn a freaking timeout here, aren't I? I'm holding square because I threw it to Jake Powers, and I guess I held square too long, which is the spike. So I'm going to have to just let this thing tick all the way down and call a timeout. We're probably not going to need it anyways, and I guess that will take a little bit more time off the clock for NC. But what a catch and completion there by Jake Powers. Got this thing all the way down to the 27, 1st down, and we are going to go screen pass back to Huntington, and really, I might even want to stay in bounds. Oh, it's a fumble. Wow. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, boy. That is something. Javon Holland, the 4-year vet out of Oregon. That looked clean, too. I mean, I don't think there's any need for a... I mean, I guess you can't really tell, but it seemed like, oh God, yeah. All right, see if we can maybe stop the Flyers. I mean, that was an incomplete pass. John Kraft, I believe somebody was in a good position to make an interception, but yeah, it's just, I just don't feel like we ever really get those chances. I mean, we've seen it at times, I suppose, but I don't know, man. Our defense is very good, so I'm not really sure why we're not getting more of those. Kringle just got thrown to the turf, and somehow Alex Thompson got that pass off. He was about to get drilled. I thought he was getting drilled, but what do you know? It's a 1st down conversion by the Flyers. Okay, the ball's on the 34-yard line. Flyers got 2 timeouts. Let's please hold them to, I don't know, something. A turnover would be great. And I mean, like, how is that even? My dude jumped up, 5-star frog splashed in midair and caught that pass. Like, what are we doing here? I'm not sure I've ever seen that animation in Madden. Yeah, I mean, like, what? My dude is like Jesus, just walking, floating, flying. I was going to say walking on water, but that doesn't make any sense, so I completely stopped that. But, like, he's levitating. Big old Dua Lipa looking. What? So after a very weird play, the Flyers now have 2nd and 5. And defense going back to work. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Like, I know Mark Andrews is great, but we never, like, there was nothing we could have done to prevent that. But I suppose it was just a good play call, and they exploited the defensive package that we had out there on the field, right? So 1st and 10, balls on the 50. Got to try to hold them to a field goal again. We already did that once. Can we do it twice? That's not a good start, but it kind of is. And the Flyers may have to burn a timeout. They're actually not. So I'm not really sure what the strategy is here. They're just going to wait 5 seconds and call a timeout. Okay. I am going to send pressure here. Oh, God, no. This is that same play, though, where Mark Andrews was uncovered. Is he going to be uncovered again? No, he is not. Roquan Smith is going to get the sack, and we are going to call timeout because if you watched last episode, we had a couple seconds to go before halftime. We threw up the deep prayer to Jake Powers, and the other team the Eels got called for PI. So if nothing else, we're going to try for a couple of those because I would really, really, really love to get some points here before halftime. And it is looking like, at least initial scan of the field, that we will have Jake Powers in single coverage. We most certainly are. And Jake gonna catch it again. And he breaks the tackle. Look at Powers. We haven't seen this. We saw this a lot last season. So far, really haven't seen it too much this year. But we are seeing it today. And we saw, last episode at the end on that Hail Mary. But my man's in them is 6'8". So sometimes all you got to do is throw it up. And if he's able to get past the secondary, that's all it takes. That was that rookie I was talking about, Juwan McKee. And that is why I I'm never content to go. I just missed the extra point. What am I doing? No, I didn't. Corey Booter is my Lord and Savior right now. That should have been missed, but it wasn't. I'm not supposed to talk while I do kicks. You guys know this. Gotta let me know that. But barring something unforeseen here, we should go into the locker room with a 4-point lead, which we will. So how clutch was that? Jake Powers, last game was the Ty Huntington show. So far in this one, it has been the Jake Powers show. And with the Flyers getting the ball after halftime, that was absolutely ginormous that we scored. And even how about the broken tackle by Jake Powers, too? He had to break a tackle to get there, so don't forget that. But checking on some of the scores here, we got the Milwaukee Motors, who are locked in a tight one with the Jersey Shore D's. My man Cooper Fox said in the Discord, gotta make sure we get his wide receiver brother Sam Fox involved if they want to defeat the reigning Super Bowl champs. So far, they are locked up. Nice win by the Dakota Pronghorns. Wow, they really needed that as they beat the previously undefeated Louisville Fighters. And then we got the Massachusetts Smithies and the Akron Summits. Right now, the Summits they got a 4-point lead over the Smithies right before halftime, similar to our game here. And as far as our game here, J.J. Huntington playing good, Jake Powers playing good, Drew Thompson playing good, got that one interception, but defense starting to play good as well. And boy, howdy, are we going to need them if we want to escape Skynet Superfield here with the victory. Alex Thompson primed up for half number 2. And hopefully our defense is primed up to stop he and Mark Andrews, who have proved to be a pretty formidable matchup. But I do like what we're doing here on these last couple of drives. We have tightened up and, forced some punts and whatnot. So if nothing else, we're heading in the right direction. And just got to make sure we continue that intensity here in the second half. So Thompson starting out shotgun. Got Breece Hall to his left, sending Mark Andrews in motion, who I will probably honestly use her up on. It's a sack. And who do we got there? None other than not a subscriber.
Fuck!
Okay, that's Al-Qadim Muhammad. That's the defensive intensity and firepower that I like to see, but that is not. All that great loss of 8, they got all that back and then some on the Rashad Bateman catch. So, okay, that's exactly what I was saying. There has been flashes of goodness and possibly even greatness on this defense, but it is very tough for us to just fully put it together, for 4 quarters. And that's ultimately what we're going to need to do. Breece Hall, nice chase down tackle there by, couldn't tell if that was, I think it was Brandon Moore, number 31, but at any rate, nice job limiting him to only a gain of 5. Go ahead and press up on the line of scrimmage here. I can see this being a run or a pass. I wouldn't be surprised with either. It is going to be a pass. Thompson, where's he going to go? He's going to go to the ground and wisely slide because John Kraft was ready to drill him. But this is a pretty good drive from the Flyers. It started out wonderful with that sack, but, we can't have nice things on this defense is the thing about it. So Thompson and the boys are recovering pretty nicely. It's going to be Mark Andrews in motion again. Probably follow him with a user. Not even going to matter. I actually had a user out there trying to punch that ball out with Aiden Leslie. Not going to happen. And Alex Thompson now over 200 yards in the ballgame. Let's go ahead and send the blitz here. I'm thinking this is going to be a Breece Hall run, but if not, it could spell disaster. It's not. It's a play fake. Brandon Moore. Oh, my God. A user DB actually worked in my favor. Normally, I get cooked on that, but that was a heck of a play by Brandon Moore because that one, that was 6. Guaranteed, easy. And Brandon Moore was there to prevent it. So really happy with that. Got Amari Taylor playing the cloud flat. I'm not sure how I feel about that necessarily. It's a screen pass, but also a chase down tackle there. Love to see it. And it's a 3rd and 11. Can we hold the Flyers to yet another field goal attempt? I am going to go straight man coverage here, not with the blitz or anything. Blitzing usually works pretty well for me. Maybe I should have. And it's a broken tackle. You gotta be kidding me. It's Terry McLaurin. That's what happens. I don't even need to say it. It was 3rd and 11. They converted a 3rd and 18 on that drive, and they converted a 3rd and 11 for a touchdown on that drive. Unacceptable. Jaden Taylor was right there. Couldn't make the tackle. Back to work goes the offense. So that was a long drive there by the Flyers. I do like the fact that there's not really anybody over there on the left side for Huntington. Maybe we can exploit that, and we are. Okay, so Huntington's good day continues. He's at 8 rushes for 51 yards, and you know what? I might just try to ride him as much as I can on this drive. I know that sounds very strange to say.
What?
And I'm sorry, JJ, but you're getting rode on this drive, okay? I just have to say it. That's what's happening right now. Because, I don't know, the passing attack scares me. I feel like if we throw even one more interception, that could be a ball game because we got to score on every drive. But yeah, another good run by JJ. We got this ball down to the 41-yard line. I mean, we'll continue to go this route here for as long as it works. I mean, we do got Byron Young over there, but he's been contained pretty well, I would say. And yeah, this might just be the JJ Huntington experience that we're seeing here. My man's averaging 7.2 yards per carry. And you know what? At some point, if it comes down to it, this should also help to open up the play action. And, you know, guys like Jake Powers and Ty Huntington, they usually thrive off of play action situations like that. So just keep up the same pace, Terminators. It's exactly what we want to do. And can Huntington pick up one more yard? I mean, he can, and then some. I may not give it to another player on this drive. I'll be honest with you. Great job for JJ so far. Now I see Jake Powers getting pressed again as well, but that time we're not taking the bait, but it's Scooby. All right, Scooby McBoomski getting us down to the 25-yard line, the green zone as they call it. And Drew Thompson's good day, other than that pick, is continuing. And it is 2nd and 3. Now we are on the 18-yard line. And this will be Jake Powers on that shallow cross. He always wins on that. And the coach called it too. So get off my back. I'm not out here calling my own plays. At least not on that one. Jake Powers, 2nd touchdown, right? Yeah, 2nd touchdown. And this back and forth boxing match is continuing. We're going to carry a 4-point lead into the 4th quarter. Having the lead in the 4th quarter is always a great thing. Even if the Flyers score here, we'll got plenty of time to respond. But I would just love to see anybody on the defense make a huge play. Thompson coming out single back here. A little surprised. I thought he may be in shotgun mode, but there's Jaden Taylor. He had a tackle broken on him earlier, but that one was a nice wrap down and does not allow Breece Hall to get the first down. Now it's 3rd and 6. This is huge, guys. Absolutely huge. I'm going to use her up on Edwards. Maybe Breece Hall stays into block. I really hope he does, because then we'll have TJ Edwards as kind of like an extra defender. He is. Roquan Smith, jump. Why don't linebackers jump in this game? Mark Andrews in motion. We'll use her up on Leslie. It's a Breece Hall run. Evaded the tackle of Roquan Smith, which is not easy to do, by the way. And Breece Hall getting the boys all the way down to the 30-yard line. We're creeping up on 7 minutes here. Still yet to have that big play from the defense that we really need. Maybe we send pressure here. I think that might be the best option. We'll use her up on TJ Edwards. And somebody get to Thompson. I guess we got to him enough. Jaden Taylor with the pressure there. And Alex Thompson with the incompletion. And you know what? I'm doing it again. I don't even care. Mark Andrews going to make the catch. James Bradbury there to stop him. Andrews is at the century mark now. Another third down. This is key. Holding them to a field goal here would be just lovely. Be very lovely. It's going to be zone coverage, though, so that's always a little dicey. Andrews is right there as well. I got to have somebody drop out in coverage. Mother. Yeah, we can't stop this connection. Alex Thompson is carving us up, and Brandon Moore's waving to his mom or something. I don't know. This is pretty much how the first meeting went between these North Carolina Flyers. Jake Powers having a tremendous game, though, by the way. But, yeah, this is more or less how the first meeting went. We did end up winning that game. It was not easy. It was a shootout. But at the end of the day, we did win it. Now, I would ideally just like to take away, like, all or most of this clock. I'm not sure if we can do that. That's going to be the goal for sure. I mean, Huntington turns nothing into something and picks up 4. Safe screens and checkdowns and stuff for now. I mean, if we got to throw it downfield, we got to throw it downfield. We got a lot of pressure, and we're going to have to throw it downfield, aren't we? Yeah, screen pass usually works pretty well for us. Not so much in this game, though. And I think we're going to go tight end angle. Coach is calling it. Scooby McBoomski, this would be just a wonderful time to get you involved, brother. Let's put Powers. We got to custom stem this curl, though, because that's way too far downfield. That is a little bit better. And just see what happens here. McBoomski diving catch. Again, was not easy. These receivers are catching some difficult passes today. And Scooby is going to keep this drive going, at least for now. And we just live one play at a time on this Tuscaloosa squad. That's all you can do. Go back to work with JJ and the boys. My goal here is to not let the Flyers possess the ball again. Or if they do possess the ball again, minimal. Like, they will only have a little bit of time to make something happen. So I don't know if that's going to end up working that way. That is definitely where the thought process lies. But let me at least get into field goal range here. 2nd and 5. We're coming out play action. Need a little bit of protection back here. Let's just go to Zach Ertz underneath. There we go. And stay in bounds. That worked to a charm. We are technically we're definitely in Corey Booter field goal range, right? Are we in CJ Smallz field goal range? We technically are. But you guys know I'm not a good kicker. Never claimed to be. I think we'll still run it left. I would like to motion the tight end over here and see if we can maybe exploit Byron Young in this left side. We have been able to a little bit today, and Huntington going to keep that going. Now I am going to try to diminish this clock as much as possible. Even if I got to play for overtime, just don't want to let the Flyers get the ball back. Screen pass again, though. I mean, I guess that could be an option. We'll go mesh spot. This isn't my favorite of the mesh spot trees, I guess, whatever. But it'll get the job done. Maybe Boyd or Powers or someone or Scooby. Scooby McBoomski is a threat. And that is going to take us down to the 2-minute warning. Drew Thompson now over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and just that 1 interception on his resume. We got that left side again. I mean, it's there. We're going to have more blockers than them. And Huntington getting it very close to the end zone. He is now over 100 yards as well. So Jake Powers having a big game. I think he's got 170. J.J. Huntington over 100 yards, which he doesn't do that often. And they're not calling any running plays that I like. So this is a time where, I will for sure go to my own plays because, I mean, time is on our side. Like, we don't want to score too quick here. They're wanting me to do play action shots and this and that. No, not happening. Huntington, see what he can get going. He's going to be very close. 3rd and inches. And this might just be a quarterback sneak situation. Actually, no. Or maybe. We can get inches, right? We're doing it. We're getting inches. Yes, thank you. Oh, boy. That was pretty close. And, I mean, we are really, really ticking this clock down here. We got all of our timeouts, though. So, like, we don't need to do anything crazy. I mean, I do gotta rather hurry up here because there is going to be accelerated clock runoff. I'm cutting it close. I understand that. But Huntington got to call timeout now. See, this is actually good, though. Not a bad thing at all. 9 seconds, 2 timeouts. Worst case scenario, we are in field goal range. I mean, I'm kind of feeling a run right up the gut. Like, it's kind of there. Huntington gonna get in. Yes. With 6 seconds, we took that whole entire 4th quarter pretty much down, or whatever time was. Yeah, right. When did we get the ball? I don't remember. No, the Flyers scored. They scored quick, and we got the ball with, I forget how much time, but we took that puppy down. Excellent clock management. Now, this is a huge extra point, so let me stop talking now. Perfect. See, when I don't talk, the points are good. Now, the Flyers would have to deep bomb a Hail Mary, and if we go on to win this game, which God help my soul, I should say, I would be so upset if we didn't, but like, that is my strategy. Possess the ball and do not allow the other team to get it. And then our defense, don't have to worry about which version of them is going to show up. So let's make the stop. Yeah, I mean, they got time for one more Hail Mary. And I mean, let's get it. We're going to back the guys up here. We're going to give cushion. We're going to shade over top. Maybe generate a pass rush, but I don't even care with the 3-man rush. But just don't allow Thompson. I mean, that's going to be a pick by Marcus May. I'm running the scoreboard up, damn it. I do not care. I do not care. I do not care. What? See, that's okay. Let me process that. I feel great about the victory. I so love it. But that's where the logic has to change. I mean, what quarterback with 3 seconds left would throw a 4-yard check down? I mean, come on, man. You're going to heave it upfield. Hail Mary, hope for a PI call, whatever. No quarterback, not even a freaking high school quarterback would do that. But yet we see Alex Thompson do it. I don't know, man. It's kind of sketchy, but we got the win based on that clock management, and I can really, really feel good about that one. Check out the stats here. Brother action. So Drew obviously gets the best of Alex. Alex had more touchdowns, though he had 4. Both QBs had a pick, but let's be honest, Alex shouldn't have had that one at the end. That was sketch. That was sus. I'm just gonna say. Both brothers completed 78% of their passes, and Drew went over 300 as Alex went very close. So a good duel there, but this is ultimately why we won the game. JJ Huntington, welcome to season number 2, brother. We missed you. Have a seat. We'll get you some drinks, get you some refreshments. 19 attempts, 112 yards, 5.8 average per carry. I love that. And also 2 touchdowns. And Breece Hall never really got going too much. Drew Thompson also ran 2 times for 9 yards. And Alex Thompson 2 times for 11 yards. Big receiving day, though. Mark Andrews crushed us, but Jake Powers did just as well, maybe better, depending on what stat you look at. So 5 catches, 170 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That is awesome. Scooby McBoomski, 4 catches for 41, but some of those were some key catches, man. Key catches. Indeed, JJ Huntington had 4 catches for 25, and Ty Huntington 3 for 48 and a touchdown. So that's awesome. Ty's tear continues. Brandon Moore had 8 total tackles in this game, so that's great to see. Jaden Taylor had 3 and a pass deflection. Okay. Austin Kringle had 2 total tackles, and let's see, got a lot of subs here. John Kraft 5 total tackles. All right. I see you out here, John. Who am I missing? I'm missing tons of people, right? I know I am. TJ Huntington had 2 tackles, and Silas Vaden had 1. Okay. Mari Taylor had 2 tackles and a pass deflection. All right, I see you. Thought somebody else had a sack. Maybe not. No, I guess not. All right, so great win by Tuscaloosa. Now let's go check the rest of the subscriber stats around the SFL here in week 4. And look at the Milwaukee Motors pulling up the upset victory over the Jersey Shore D's. And our subscriber quarterback, Cooper Fox, wow, what a performance. 329 yards, 5 touchdowns, and an interception. I mean, that is something right there. Crab Kingsley averaged 4.7 yards per carry, 10 runs for 47 yards. So, okay, that's good to see. Cooper Fox, 2 runs for 5 yards, all right? And I'm sure somebody got it going in the receiving game. Jesse Moore always has a good game. He's superstar development now as well. 8 catches for 103 yards. So, all right. Crab Kingsley had 5 catches for 56 and a touchdown, though. So that is huge. Sam Fox, 4 for 29. Cooper said we got to get Sam Fox involved to get a W in this game. Didn't really get him involved, but still got the W. So, hey, whatever works, right? Whatever gets you that win. And Tommy Pickle had 2 receptions for 26 yards and a touchdown. Bobby Boulder did not allow any sacks. And you know what? I did it again, man. Our offensive lineman, Scoot Sanders, there were no sacks, though. He did not allow any sacks. I promise you. I don't think we got sacked at all in that game, but I did look. Scoot Sanders, 0 sacks in that game. I'll show it here in a minute. Aiden Grouse, 7 tackles for the Jersey Shore D's. And then our new subscriber, Ace Hondo here, 6 tackles and 1 pass deflection. So a very nice, much needed win by the Milwaukee Motors. And there's Scoot. Yeah, like I said, on our team, Terminators, no sacks allowed at all. Scoot, bear with me, man. I'm still trying to remember that we have the offensive lineman, but a great job there. Now, Akron Summits do get the victory over the Massachusetts Smithies. Quarterback Dragon Zetron, I mean, a workman-like performance, I would say. Not a lot of yards at 148, but 2 touchdowns. If you got a better TD-INT ratio, that's usually going to help you win a game. So 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. And Dragon also ran 3 times for 14 yards. So nice victory by the Akron Summits. Savannah Spirits, that was a much-needed victory. And you know what? Good looking out, because we're now tied with the OKC Eels. We're both 3-1. Now, Eels would, of course, have the tiebreaker over us, but good looking out, Savannah Spirits. What a duel by these subscriber QBs. Caleb had 267, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. And Mason Buchanan had 300 on the nose, 3 touchdowns, and 1 INT. So a really good battle there. Daniel Banks, the running back for the Spirits, starting to, find his way here in season number 2. 17 attempts, 90 yards, average 5.3 yards per carry. All right, and Grom Briner, not a good running performance. I'm sure he did good as a receiver, as he usually does. But 10 attempts, 24 yards, 2.4 yards per carry. Caleb Hayes, 4 rushes for 20 yards. All right. And Mason Buchanan, 1 for 3. And receiving wise here, we got several. So we have a subscriber, Ray on the Eels, 3 catches for 67 yards. Nice job there. DeAndre Smith, good game. 7 catches, 47 yards, and 2 touchdowns. There is Grom Briner, as I mentioned, 7 catches, 44 yards. He's always doing his damage in the receiving game. And George Smith on the Spirits, 3 catches for 31 yards. Daniel Banks, 3 for 26. So nice job by all the subscriber receivers on both teams. And defensively, we got several. So middle linebacker Cam O'Shea, 10 tackles. He was all over the place, and also a nice TFL in there as well. Trustin Smith Jr., who Jackson Prime. Go check the Discord, man. All the stats are in the Discord. One of these, I think it's Jackson Prime. One of these subscribers on the Spirits leads the SFL and INTs. But at any rate, Trustin Smith does get 1, so that is great. And also 7 tackles as well. Dr. Dre has 7 tackles and a pass deflection, so nice work by him. D Ford also in the top 5 in sacks, and he adds a half a sack to that total, keeping him proudly in that top 5 range. Also 3 tackles for loss. This is D Ford, the former NFL player for the 49ers and the Chiefs, by the way, just so you know. 4 tackles as well. Jaden Hayes, 3 tackles from his linebacker position. Okay, there's Jackson Prime. He's the one who leads. Didn't get any INTs in this one, though, but only 1 tackle, so not the best showing from him. But at the end of the day, this was a game, and the Spirits took advantage of it, and thank you, because that also helps our record as well. Wow, a tough loss by the Edmonton Coyotes against the Portland Lobsters. No subscribers on that team either, and the Coyotes having a rough start to this season. I mean, Caden Haskins is playing good, though. I mean, he's had good games every week, it seems like. 289, it's good yardage, 1 touchdown, probably needed more, but no INTs, so he's playing good clean football. Also ran 4 times for 22 yards. Jackson Hyde hasn't really had the breakout game as of yet. I mean, she did have a touchdown, so that's good to see. 9 attempts for 20 yards as well. But yeah, tough loss there. And getting a look at our receivers here, we got Timmy Winfield, 3 catches for 53 yards and no touchdowns. Jackson Hyde, though, this might be, maybe she's playing the Graham Briner role, right? More of a receiver than a running back. 5 catches for 48 yards is really good for a receiver as it is, but, even better for a running back. And then defensively for the Coyotes, I did add Diamador Lenore to their team as well, per the request of our channel member. Didn't really do too much in this game, though. Six tackles, all right. And I'm looking for, where in the heck is my guy? Where is Cody Bricks? There we go. All right, Cody Bricks, 3 tackles and a sack. So good individual subscriber performances, but tough loss by the Coyotes. Fort Worth Rough Riders, they're having a good season, and they beat the St. Louis Sentinels 24-17. We got a battle of the subscriber QBs here. Nice game from Devin Fry, 246 yards passing, 1 touchdown and 1 INT. And Ashton Saber had a tough day at the office. Only a $148 and no touchdowns. No picks, but no touchdowns. He did run 4 times for 23 yards, and Devin Fry also ran for a touchdown. 8 attempts, 21 yards, and a TD. So a nice win by the Fort Worth Rough Riders, who are having a very good start to season number 2. Salem Steelhawks stay perfect on the season, 4-0, as they get a nice win over the Rochester Rebels. And quarterback Cameron Moore, not the best individual performance, but his team got the W, and that's really all that matters. So he had a $185 through the air, 2 touchdowns, and 1 INT, but he did get the win over Kirk Cousins. And Ian Taliercio killing it this season. He's probably going to be top 5 in rushing yards after next episode. I'll have that in the Discord too. So if you're in the Discord, you'll be able to see it. But what a game from Ian. 14 attempts, 147 yards, a touchdown. And this menace averaged 10.5 yards per carry. And it was on a decent amount of attempts too. Cameron Moore also ran 3 times for 11 yards. And no subscriber stats receiving. So Ian Taliercio and Joe Uno both held without a catch. Not even sure if they were targeted. So interesting stuff there. And defensively on the Steelhawks, we get a look at our 3 subscribers that we have. Daniel THG had 4 tackles. Not Oreo, who always is in the backfield. Not so much this game, but he had 4 tackles and a half a sack, so that's good. And brother Not Oreo also had 1 tackle and 1 sack. So nice job by the Oreo brothers, and nice job overall by the still undefeated Salem Steelhawks. St. Petersburg Manatees get their first win of the season as they eke out the family subscribers here on the Sharks, 20-14. So Sharks were playing really good, and this was a tough loss for them. So Rico Johnson, no touchdowns, no picks, 237 yardage. That's, good, but definitely needed a couple tutties in there. That would have went a long way. Liz Marlowe got one, though, 16 attempts, 59 yards, and 1 touchdown. So good to see from Liz. And also Rico ran it 1 time for 7 yards. And receiving-wise, go over to the Sharks here, as there is none on the Manatees. Tight end Lonnie Marlowe, good game. 6 catches, 77 yards, no touchdowns though, but still good yardage. Gerald Cole had 3 for 51. Traquan O'Neal had 4 for 34. And Liz Marlowe also grabbed 1 catch for 3 yards. Defensively, middle linebacker Dean Miser was all the frick over the place. 10 tackles, a TFL, also a pass deflection too. So he was just all over the field doing everything he could, to will his guys to victory. Didn't happen, unfortunately, but still, subscriber safety, Billy Bob Joe, 5 tackles and 1 TFL. So nice to see that. W. Mans on the Manatees, 3 tackles and a half a sack. That is good for him. Blake Miser, rather quiet game, 2 tackles and no TFLs or sacks or anything like that. And then Easton Dwayne Marlowe, the D tackle, 2 tackles, also no sacks or TFLs. And Roger Miser, the corner, 2 tackles, also no sacks, also no TFLs. So tough loss by the Sharks. Nice job for the Manatees getting their first win of the season. Providence Red Raiders take care of business against the Portland Destroyers. Another subscriber quarterback battle here, as it was Chase Kaiser getting the better of Dominic Young. So Chase, 254 through the air, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. Good, clean stat sheet. Dominic Young, 3 touchdowns, but 1 pick and 224 yards through the air. So yeah, Chase definitely got the better of him there. Also, Chase ran 6 times for 24 yards and a touchdown. So really, 3 total touchdowns by Chase, just like Dominic. Dominic also ran 4 times for 21 yards. And receiving wise though, ever since the playoffs, this dude has been unchained. So Alexander Kleblek, 9 catches, 103 yards and a touchdown. So he's having a great individual performance here in the SFL. That's awesome to see, but unfortunately could not will his boys to victory as the Providence Red Raiders pick up the W in this one. Topeka Silverbacks said, F it, we're 0-3. We are going out and destroying a team, and they did just that. Wow. What was it, 42-3? I mean, that's something right there. Kyrie Brooks, almost a perfect quarterback rating. He had 268 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no picks. Drew Vincent, unfortunately, kind of a flip-flop stat sheet. 208, 0 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. So that is tough. Topeka Silverbacks really needed that one, and they took care of business and then some in this one. Montana Mountain Lions get a close win over the Kissimmee Crocs, who we actually do play in the next episode. So we're going to see a couple of these chaps that you're going to see on the stat sheet here. But quarterback of the Mountain Lions, McDonald's 10-piece, had a pretty good game. 241 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. So that was pretty good by him. Also ran 5 times for 20 yards, and receiver Blake Altenhofen actually ran 2 times for 12 yards. So there you go. Receiving wise, Christian Bangle, 9 catches for 97 yards. Good stat sheet by him. Blake Altenhofen had 5 catches for 68. Dallas Bolton, who just got traded to the Crocs this year, had 6 for 63. And tight end Gavin Goat, 5 for 56. And can't forget about our lone subscriber defense here on the Mountain Lions, Mr. King Lay. 4 tackles, but a nice TFL. Would have loved to see an INT or 2, but hey, the TFL, I'm sure that was impactful in this low-scoring, defensive-minded game. So tough loss by the Crocs, but a nice, narrow victory by the Mountain Lions. Boulder Rockies also stay undefeated as they beat the team that we're seeing in 2 weeks, which is the Roswell Revolution. So the Rockies were able to take care of business. And let me just say this, too. I know you probably noticed there's a couple teams, the Spirits and the Eels, one played, and then also the Rockies and the Revolution. I went in there to get a thumbnail from my man Elliot Acro, okay? So I did not have anything to do with these games. It's easy to go in there, play the game, get a thumbnail, and then quit and not save it. So that's how I get almost all my thumbnails. So that's why you'll see sometimes even my games, the Tuscaloosa games, might have a 2 or a 3 or something like that, because that's what I do. But anyways, that aside, Noah Acro and Lucas Thomas didn't really have a lot of yards in this one. I mean, Noah had 206. Lucas had 175. Noah did have 2 touchdowns, but also 2 costly INTs. And Lucas went 1 for 1, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Running the ball, we had quarterback Noah Acro ran 6 times for 17. And also Lucas Thomas ran 7 times for 17. Wide receiver Austin Lucas having a good season. He had 6 grabs for 76 yards. And BT Taylor, who was also having a really good season, top 5 in either yards or touchdowns. Like I said, it's in the Discord. Go look at the Discord. I don't know. It's one of those 2. But BT Taylor, pretty good game. 7 catches for 65 yards, but was not enough to propel his boys to the W, unfortunately. And defensively, we got Jameer Juice here, had 6 tackles. Eli Acro, first time in a Revolution uniform, 5 tackles. So not anything crazy, but 5 tackles is still 5 tackles. And then Gio Cruz, the left end, had a tackle, but a really nice sack in there as well. That also sounded weird, but okay. But at any rate, the Rockies stay undefeated as they beat the Roswell Revolution by 4. Grand Rapids Lightning do oust the Albany Argonauts, who just got a new subscriber added today, and that was also a pretty tight ball game as well. Only a 3-point victory by the Lightning, and a battle of the subscriber QBs here. Craig Ray had 198, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, but not the W, and that's really what what you need at the end of the day. Obviously, Lucas Spicer had 247 and only 1 touchdown, no INTs. Bobby Donuts ran well, 15 carries, 76 yards, averaged 5.1 yards per carry, and a touchdown. So pretty good individual performance there. Lucas Spicer ran 10 times for 39, and Craig Ray 7 times for 33. And receiving, Floyd Butler putting together a solid season here for the Lightning. 6 catches for 83 yards, no touchdowns though, but that's all right. Jeff Burke had 6 catches, 61 yards, and a touchdown. There's David Njoku, not a subscriber, but boy, I miss him. Actually, I don't. Scooby is playing great, but 5 catches, 48 yards for the Chief. And Dunkin' Donuts here, touchdown in his first game. How about that? 3 catches, 27 yards, and 1 touchdown in there as well. Bobby Donuts had 1 grab for 8 yards. And Jarek Smith, they don't use him that much. I don't know why. But no stats for Jarek, but Jarek, you got the W, and that is the best stat in the world. San Jose Industrials, another low-scoring game. The T-Birds lose this one too, so they're having a tough start to their season. 17-6 was the final score, and quarterback Jordan Baker, 224 yards, no touchdowns though, and a pick. So that's really not gonna, get the job done. Typically, he also ran 4 times for 23 as well. And receiving wise here, Barnaby Hunt had 3 grabs for 45, no touchdowns though, and Yeezy Fuentes had 4 for 42 and a touchdown. So that was kind of the difference there, as you see. Defensively, we got 1 or 2, as a matter of fact. Josh Pickney had 7 tackles and a half a sack, so good to see a cornerback getting in the backfield there and making a play. And Dominic Marinai had 2 tackles and 1 monster TFL as well. So nice victory by the San Jose Industrials. Tough loss for the Toronto T-Birds. And last but not least, Dakota Pronghorns. They were previously undefeated. They find themselves in the win column, led behind a good performance here of Gianni Cortez. Really good, great performance. 288, almost 300, 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. And running back Caleb King, I don't know what playbook they're on or what team this used to be, but he never really seems to get his average. It's always low. 18 attempts, 39 yards, but like I said, the victory is the most important thing, and the Pronghorns do pull themselves out of the winless column. So yeah, what an episode, man. That was action packed, and we take on the Kissimmee Crocs, Roswell Revolution, and the Salem Steelhawks in the next 3 weeks. All teams that we've never played before, meaning all subscribers that we've never seen before live in action. So I'm super excited about that. And also, as a matter of fact, okay, it's just Marcus May. He got the player of the game for that, whatever. That pass just shouldn't even have been thrown by Alex Thompson. But hey, I guess I'll take it. So that is going to do it for me tonight, guys. As always, I appreciate you stopping by. I will catch you on the next one. Until then, peace.